He's got a brand new project streaming everywhere where he tells us a story, you know. Yeah. Like that. Ease out, ease out, ease out, ease out, ease out.
Respect the underground radio.
What would you do to be number one?
Somebody tell Bobby to come on in, please. Come on in, Bobby.
What would you do to be number one? What would you do to be number one?
Hey, Bob, could you come all the way around to here? Thank you, man. There we go. Now, let me see. All right, you're now listening to the smooth sounds of Bobby Baymont. Let's get these cameras right. There we go. Bobby Baymont on the show today. Let's mellow the music out a bit. How you doing today, sir?
Doing good, man.
It'll help if I turn your mic up. Blessed to be here. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you.
You've been on the stage a few times, I believe, when I've DJed before, and it is glad to sit down and talk with you.
Likewise.
Yeah. It's a good thing. Let's chill that down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Bobby Baymont on the show today with his brand new project. Now, I didn't want to disrespect. Could you please pronounce the name of your brand new project for us?
My new project's called MOWGLI. Just like the Jungle Book, the little kid Mowgli.
Mowgli.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know the spelling. I didn't want to do, I'm crazy with people's names. It was bad enough. And when you start throwing consonants together like that, I get confused. I'm a bit dyslexic and smoke a lot of medicine.
Hey.
Bobby Baymont, so much. I know you work with Respect to Underground, so a lot of these questions that I ask, some people won't get asked today, but I'm very much excited about your new project.
Thank you.
If right off the bat, I could tell you have a Haitian background. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to listen to much of the project. You get into your Haitian background and being adopted. Mm-hmm. And those are big, heavy subjects. We'll get into them a little while later. That's the deep end of the pool, For sure, yeah. Where did you where were you and how were you first influenced to get into hip hop the way you are? Very dedicated, by the way.
Thank you. It started out for me, small town, Ada, Minnesota. That's where I was adopted from. I'm originally from Port De Prince Hati, adopted to a small town in Ada, Minnesota. Was brought to hip hop through we used to get books and stuff from of Tupac and Biggie and all the legends and stuff. We used to get Snoop Dogg books, and I used to collect CDs, and I used to listen to Snoop, everybody, all the rappers. My mom and dad used to push hip hop on us and stuff. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So when you say you got books, I don't understand. What kind of books?
I don't know, just books they wrote and stuff.
Okay. Oh, like their autobiographies or whatever.
Like their autobiographies.
Okay. I don't know why I was thinking in another whole lane for some dumb reason. That's my brain. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so your parents had your adopted parents had a big influence.
Yeah, they'd always get these magazines with the music in them, and we would pick a CD and stuff. I remember my first one was LL Cool J.
Okay, that's GOAT. one of my early CDs too as well.
Yeah.
LL and I are similar in age, so it was very exciting to hear a teenager talk that shit to the old folks because I was a teenager similar in age. So what got you excited about hip hop enough to take it seriously though?
So I've grown up we had my brother would always make music. He would rap. He was the rapper. He would have the webcam microphone, and he would make the beats on the little machine and shit, and he would be just spitting freestyles and rapping, and I always was just not, I couldn't do it. I felt like I just couldn't do it and whatnot. Right. So that kind of influenced me. I'd always watch them perform, and I'd always be the cameraman, getting them, watching them do their thing. So that was really what made me want to rap, and I just always wrote, but I never rapped, got into it, and that's what started. That's how it started.
Yeah, a lot of people, freestyling is a separate skill.
Yeah.
And a lot of people come that way into rap, and some other people come through the poetry lane where it's just, and me, it always helped me. It was very therapeutic to put my thoughts on paper, whether it was just notes in general, or poetry or raps or whatever. It was always helpful. Your brother was your blood brother, or it was your adopted brother?
Yeah,
of
we're
the family
both
you were adopted into. Oh, so you were both adopted into this family.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that must help create a bond as brothers. It's very interesting. All this, I have never had a close friend. I do have a close friend that was adopted, actually, I should say. And it's always been a bit of, our last guest, actually, I spoke with Dame Daniels, was adopted. And he had a deep story that we didn't get all the way into. It's so foreign to me. I often wonder. I have a close relationship with my family. I look very much like my father. When I would go places, they would know who I was before I even spoke. So that's a very different experience than I'm sure you have. But that experience made me curious about being adopted, because I had family troubles sometimes, and I'm sad to say I was never dumb enough to wish I was adopted, but it made me curious about. Do you feel like you got away with more things being adopted?
Got away with it? No, I feel like.
Or did you try more shit because you?
No,
No.
I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't get away with much, but like,
right.
Cause it's kind of the opposite for me. I never had anybody that looked like me ever. So
Right.
like, I was adopted from a family. I was given to an orphanage and adopted from an orphanage when I was a baby. So like, I don't know any of my family, none of them.
Like
so
real, what some people say, real, like not this play around, but real adopt. You can't. It's a hard way to come up,
right?
As someone who has had their family, I can't imagine.
Yeah. It's wild. So like, my parents are white. Both my brothers and sisters are black. We're all Haitian.
Okay.
But it's like we didn't really get away with much. But we didn't. I wouldn't say we didn't really care. But we just kind of like. I don't know. We were blessed, but I never really had nobody that like looked like me besides my brothers, and we weren't really like blood. So it was always like people would say like, "Yeah, he's my brother." We would always say we're brothers, but people would be like, "Oh no, but they're not real brothers." You know what I mean? So that was always weird. But that's my guy. But
like outside people, like not your family, like
outside
other like
people.
Teachers or whoever would be like, "Well, they're not real brothers." Yeah, that's shitty.
Yeah, like just who know our story, and that's like that's why I feel like. I got so much blessings, because there's so much positivity in my life, and I feel like I've had a lot of like things that people would say are negative in my life. Sure. Like times that are just like people will say like, "Oh yeah, that's crazy, that's shitty." But if you listen to my music, it's all there. But I feel like that's made me who I am today. It made me unique in that way to be able to go through that type of stuff.
I agree with your positive take, and I appreciate your positive take on it. What in a world of singles and God bless us all, booty clap and WAP music, what inspired you to make such a personal and full project? I mean, this, you really hit the nail on the head, and I appreciate you going for it the way you did. But like I said, in a world of single-driven culture of booty clap music, what made you turn inward and make this kind of personal project? Because I was just the first 2 or 3 songs with the little interviews interwoven. I was very interwrapped into your world quickly, which I think is the good thing about a full-length project. But again, what made you enter into this project this way, considering the climate that we're in these days?
Cool. I feel like. The way with the climate especially, I feel like it's made for like a person like me, because I'm a personal person. So like, for me, I've never really been one to make the club music, and I love the club music. I'm all about it. I've been in the clubs, been that dude. But I just, you know what I mean? It's not really who I am. So I feel like, you want me to keep going? Yeah. I feel like it's never really been who I am, and this is like me telling my story, and Arizona being here just is such a nice vibe. I feel like I got the opportunity to do that, to really like be personal and rap, because I wanted to show my talent more so than to just make a vibe for people to listen to and be like, that was a dope song.
Well, I think I think people shy away from it because it's hard. It's harder to make a full length, complete sounding, cohesive project than it is just to make one popping single.
I agree, yeah.
And so I think you took it on, and I think you nailed it. You did it.
Thank you.
And I think your story is so interesting. It would be a shame, and that's the thing about to be personal, to make introspective songs, or to make extrovert club bangers or strip club songs. I think we need all that in the world, and I think some people are naturally better at one or the other, and I think it would be a shame if you spent all your time making strip club songs when you have such a rich story to tell. So I appreciate that, because whether people are here from Haiti, whether people are adopted, or whether people are just feeling like, and there was times, like I told you, I had all my family, but there was times where, because of my choices in life, I felt like the ultimate outcast. Yeah, I feel that. I felt abandoned by friends and family, by general community. So I think anybody can respond to the message that you're giving in this music.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That's what I go for too. I want everybody to receive something from it. And like, as far as like the club music, I feel like I got bangers on there.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
That you could play in the club and people would be like, ooh, like, that one with Desert Baby. I feel like that's a banger.
Well, the beat drives it, and then the knowledge seeps in or not. But as long as people are having fun, that's a good thing.
Exactly.
And just for the internet, you might not be able to quite see it, but there is a shiny bling bling watch bracelet under there, under that sleeve. So just because he's giving out the personal stories doesn't mean he's lacking in other departments. Bobby Baymont is a full individual, the wide spectrum, as they would say, of songs and stories for y'all. Your parents, and it was funny when you said the way, parents aren't generally known for introducing hip hop or like you said, kind of throwing it on you. But then you said your parents were white. It sounds like they were making sure that you got a good dose of African American or black culture growing up. Is that the case? Do you think they did a good job in trying to?
I think they did a good job.
It sounds like it. If they weren't scared to throw Tupac at you, that's a good sign.
Yeah, no, my mom definitely threw Tupac at us, and that's my brother's favorite rapper. So, I liked the old school stuff like De La Soul.
Okay.
LL.
Were they hip hop fans before without
I don't think so,
without adopting you?
No,
Not really?
I don't think so. I think we just kind of gravitated to it, like,
sure,
because they were music fans. But my mom loved like Whitney Houston and like the singing, like the positive
more
gospel.
R&B.
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
Sure.
She liked that, but. We would get the magazines, we'd point at what we want, and it was mainly because we liked the covers. For me, I was like, that's a dope cover, and then you would get it, and it was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's not much going on, right?
Yeah.
A lot of rap magazines were kind of fluff back then, some were. There wasn't a lot of content in some of them. I've never understood this aspect, because I think that kids need a loving home, but there are some people who have been critical of white people adopting black children, in America especially, with their racial situation. What would you say to the people that are critical, being that you lived it, and you sounds like you were pretty young when you were without a family, but you came from not having anybody, and then you got a family. And I want you. I'm not trying to lead you. I just want your take on that. What would you say to the people that critique mixed race adoption?
I would say that's a good question. I would just tell them, kids are kids, people are people, and I came from a situation that I'm blessed with. Like, if I didn't get a family, it doesn't matter if they're black, green, white. It don't matter. Like, I was an orphan in Port De Prince, Haiti. At this time, it was the poorest country in the world.
Right. You were an orphan in one, like you said, one of the poorest places in the world. Which, being an orphan anywhere, being in the poorest location in the world anytime, is pretty bad.
Yeah, that's bad. So for it, I don't care if they had like a change of heart or whatever, which I don't think it was anything like that. But like, if you do that and you take a kid and you raise them, and sitting right here, I should be living proof that, like, it's not a bad thing. Yeah, I'm doing.
Not for nothing.
Well.
You showed up here under your own means. You were on time, very businesslike. Not to, I'm just saying, you seem raised well, for lack of a better term. You clean, no sleeps in your eyes, whatever. You know what I mean?
So I got
feeling good, looking
good.
Yeah. And it's hard to believe you'd be doing so well without a family base
Yeah.
because it's hard. I mean, I can't even imagine living day to day without a family base because I come from
crazy.
such a strong one.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of stories like growing up how I grew up. So you hear a lot of people's stories that aren't as fortunate and blessed as someone like me and my brothers, because my parents tried to adopt kids 2 times before, and both of those kids died. Wow. So yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
And I was the third one, so I'm the oldest, and yeah, it's kind of a crazy story, you know what I mean?
So I mean, life is wild. I mean, for not what happened to them, they might not have adopted you. They might have got their 2 kids and kept living and not adopted you. So you never know how things are gonna work out. I believe that if parents are truly getting into people, most of the time people that are gonna adopt other people's children are usually doing it for a good means, because it's too much work just to do to show off or Instagram.
I'm not gonna say everybody does it for a good means.
I'm sure that it's never 100%.
Yeah, it's
right?
never. But I'd say ask the question, ask the person first, because you never know. Because that doesn't necessarily pertain to me. I would say, yeah, maybe you know somebody like that. But for me, my story is a little different, and I'm just speaking for the people like me, because I did have a blessed life, but there was a time where I thought, you know what I mean, when I was a kid, where what's going on, you know what I mean? You can hear it in the music. It's like, what is this? Is this a good thing for me?
When were you aware, and when I say aware, you know, we don't really start remembering much till 3 or 4 years old. Do you remember being an orphan without a family, or were you so young that you don't remember?
I was so young. I feel like I remember, and I always tell my parents, I'm like, yeah, I remember this happening, and then like I'll hear it, and like, so I kind of think that I was too young, but I kind of think I kind of like can see weird things. Like I remember kind of being like taken on the airplane and like arriving. It's like, I don't know, things like that. But yeah.
My wife just sent me a shocking message. I appreciate that. She can't. She can't hear it, so she's worried no one can hear it. But I haven't gotten any messages. I think we're good. I see levels bouncing on the screen, so we're not gonna.
Oh yeah.
We're not gonna bug out due to my wife. I hope she's. I love you, honey. Please, I'll be home in a little while.
Yeah, we're good over here.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. For the record, I have a cousin that adopted a different race child. It sounds weird even talking like that. I mean, children are children. Children need homes. And I guess the thought I wanted to get back to, I almost got swerved by my wife, but I will say that a lot of people are terrible to their birth children. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So just because you're somebody's related, you might get born to an asshole, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And people can be very weird and cruel to their own children a lot of times. So I just think we wish for children to have a nice place to live and in the best possible scenario. And we all, you know, we're dealing with this life as it comes. It sounds like you've made an incredible life out of, some would say, a bit shaky of a beginning.
Yeah, that's what I would say. And I just want to say about adoption and about all that is that I'm just glad that it's in place. Because it could have not even be a thing where you can, if you think about it, like, oh yeah, you're taking someone else's like child. Yeah. But like, if that wouldn't like be a thing, who knows where I would be? And I'm not gonna say that it could have been bad, but like, well, we never know. Yeah, you never know. Yeah. So yeah, it's all good. I feel like it all happened for a reason, and it made me the rapper I am today, the artist I am today. Mm-hmm. I have a story, and I feel like it makes me unique. I'm just telling my story, and I feel like everybody's got a story. Everybody can speak for something, and that's part of my story that I got to speak about. Mm-hmm, you know?
Wyclef, another notable ex-Haitian, which we don't hear too much of that in hip-hop, but Wyclef, you know, has done a lot for the Haitian people. And for people that don't know, Haiti rebelled against pretty much Western culture and all the countries involved in it. And for 100 years, the entire world ignored Haiti, wouldn't trade with them, wouldn't do business with them, wouldn't buy their products, all of that. So pretty much tried to isolate them into extinction. So I think the heart of Haiti and the Haitian people, unfortunately, is strong because of that. Mm-hmm. You know, because of your history, you beat the slave masters as a community, which, you know, we're used to hearing single stories and single victories. But as a country, as a community, The Haitians said no and paid the ultimate price for it, and I think it's very clear that oh my God, I think it's very clear that you
Lose it.
it's not it's just very clear how oppressive white culture or Western civilization can be. People like to sometimes people like to think racism is an illusion, or it's not real, or people like to think it's make-believe, and I just want to signify that, like, there were huge attempts throughout our history to stop black people from being independent, free-thinking individuals in our country, in the world, and Haiti is just another example of that. I'm not sure why my wife would try to call me when I'm doing a show. I don't know. Maybe if we, it's all for naught. I don't know. Let's get off of that. Let's get on. Who are your musical influences?
My this is my guy.
Tell him come on in.
Yeah.
Come on in, have a seat.
Sure.
I'll add you to the room. Come on in and have a seat.
And man, my influences, I feel like I would say my musical influence, I like people that make like a statement. I'd say people like Lil Wayne.
Okay.
People like Jay-Z. People like Kanye, I'd say. And you know what I mean? What else did I want to say? But I like Allen Iverson. That was my favorite public figure. I feel like that was my favorite basketball player. He inspired me to be a rapper because people didn't want him to win. People thought he was too short. People thought he was too aggressive with how he didn't care about what he said. And
too street.
Too street.
Too many tattoos.
And I could relate to that. Growing up like that, people thought I was like something that I wasn't, and it's just it was crazy. And that's the type of stuff that influenced me more so than just rap, but. Because rap has always been, for me, something to be an outlet. I've never wanted to be the best rapper, but I've always known I had bars and whatnot. But, it's always been to express myself, and that's why I feel like this project that I put out is, it's supposed to be, because I have a story, and that's always been my purpose, is to put bodies of work together. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But, I didn't want to shy away from the skill, but, I do have a story to tell, and I feel like an album is the way to do it, and that's how I grew up, was albums.
Yeah,
so,
I appreciate that, because I like I said, I think something is missing when you totally get away from albums. Some of my favorite songs from some of our favorite artists, Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Jay, they, a lot of their great songs are album cuts. They weren't singles, and to be honest, if you go to old school, go back in the day, like I'm old. Usually the singles were radio singles, were made to be on radio, and were the weaker songs of the album to most hip-hop fans.
Right.
It's what they used to attract a bigger market. It wasn't the heart of the artist.
Exactly.
So nowadays I feel like with streaming and with all these different ways we get at fans through our music, that you don't have to do radio. Radio's not even that important. It's TikTok and YouTube. So you don't have to do radio singles anymore. We can get right to the heart of the artist, which again, when this album, this project MOWGLI, is what you did. You got to the heart of things. Yeah. You had a collabo with Desert Baby.
Yeah.
Speak to that. Are you cool with Desert Baby? How did this collabo come about?
That's my guy.
Okay.
So when I was moving out, I'm gonna tell the whole story how it was. So when I was moving out here to Arizona, I was driving. I did the whole trip. I was just driving out here, and I typed in Arizona rappers.
I did that before I came as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the first one that came up was Desert Baby, and I saw he was doing that face, and it was his dread, and I was like, oh shit. And so I clicked it. I clicked it, and I listened. I was like, oh shit, this is snapping off. And I kept listening, and I was like, oh shit, I like this, and it kind of made me excited. Kind of got me excited to transition, because at that time I was moving from state to state, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I was because I wanted to live here. I love this state, and it's just man, this is where I want to be. So I moved there, and that was who kind of inspired me to rap, and I just kept kind of listening, and then I started making music, and I hit him up. I'm like, yo, I want to give you a shirt, and I told him about you were one of the first people I listened to. I like to see that you're doing your thing. Mm-hmm. And we met up. I gave him the shirt. We took a picture and all that. And then I ended up wanting to do a feature, and I thought that he would be dope on it. And I hit him up. We linked up just like that.
Well, that's cool. Desert Baby gets a lot of love. He's a good artist in the area. So
I pulled up
I'm
on
glad
him,
you got
watched him record his verse. He watched me record what I did. Man, it's a real deal. He gave me a lot of keys. That's my guy.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Desert Baby. AZ, how old were you? How long did you move here? When did you move here?
I've been here about three and a half years. 3 years.
Okay, we came at the same time. Then we're like in the same school of living in Phoenix.
That's what's up.
What do you like about living in Phoenix? You said you liked it. You wanted to move here. What stands out to you in the Phoenix area?
Man, I like being hot all the time. I like being warm.
Yeah.
And when
Maybe that's a Haitian background.
Yeah, for sure, a Haitian background. I lived in Miami.
Tropical. Yeah.
I've lived all over. So like, I feel like when I was young, I always used to sit by the heater and stuff and try to like be warm all the time. In Minnesota,
very interesting.
Yeah, it's too cold.
Well, in Minnesota, no, that's just backwards.
Yeah,
right? That's just not right.
It's not. It's too cold. So like, I moved up here. It's warm all the time. That's what my plan was. I feel like I can think. Like and
when you're not trying to be warm,
right,
you have more brain to think about things.
Yeah.
I would agree to that. Yeah,
and I feel like I moved here to do what I'm doing right now, sit right here with you and chop up about my album and make music. Like, yeah, you're a big part of it too, because that was like my first big festival. That was like the first time I've ever done anything like that.
Okay,
so, and you
incredible.
showed me love and made it like energizing. So
well, the music was great. I show everybody a certain amount of love, but when I genuinely get excited hearing and seeing young new artists, or just new artists, you don't have to be young, but I get excited, and that's why I love doing shows, because I like watching people get their shit off and getting a good reaction. And you know, most of the festival crowds are nice and loving, and they give you a good reaction. And I try to make sure they do. But you had good music, man. That's why you got a good reaction. And I'm glad you're doing it, working hard at it. The title of the project is MOWGLI, and that's available on all streaming platforms. I went and listened to it last night. Now I know the Jungle Book and MOWGLI, but you got to remember I'm a much older man. It's been, and my son hasn't got to Jungle Book yet. He's just turned 4, so we'll get there in a minute.
Yeah, he's almost there.
But right now it's all trains and trucks and stuff. But why MOWGLI?
Why? I chose MOWGLI because it's my favorite. It was my favorite movie back in the day of Jungle Book. I kind of related to it. I put it together. It's like, man, that's like me, you know. You this kid that lives in the jungle and stuff, growing up around stuff that he's not familiar with.
Sure.
That's like kind of like, should I be here? Like, what? Why a human in the jungle? Like, what's going on? So kind of like kind of was me. It's like I feel like I was MOWGLI, and I feel like everybody can kind of relate to that in a way. And it was just like my favorite movie. I felt like it told my story, as a good representation of what I was trying to kind of point out in my story. So that's really why I chose it. Just trying to keep the spirit of me as a young kid.
No, it's good. I think with the title, even though I didn't quite get the title because I needed to hear it with I'm a bit dyslexic, pardon me, but I wasn't familiar with the spelling. But I mean, the project art is so good because I got it immediately. You know, I mean, I was at least familiar with the Haitian flag, and it just flowed from seeing the artwork, thinking things, and the music kicks in, the skits kick in, and it really does flow like a great full-length project.
Appreciate that.
Do you have any? I know it's a weird time with COVID and everything. Do you have any plans to perform anywhere anytime soon?
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping to get back in the booth, or not in the booth, on the stage.
Yeah.
ASAP. I don't have any plans right now. I'm just staying
I don't think
home.
Anybody does. Honestly,
I'm just staying home. I'm trying to perform just like everybody else. But I see stuff popping up, but I see a lot of stuff just getting canceled. It kind of just reflects on.
The city knocked on a couple of the venues lately for having events, so they're dealing with that, and as we're all dealing with the strange new world that we live in.
I'm doing live performances though. I'm putting on performances of what I do. I just put out my first one of my single, Dear 2020.
Okay.
And I'm just in the studio performing, doing my music.
Just like cut a video and then drop it. Oh, that's live. That's something for the fans. Be on the lookout for that. You know, definitely. I feel like the people that really want to hear new music and look for things, they're very appreciative during this time of the artists that do take the time to go that extra mile and do those extra things.
Expect creativity. This is an art. I feel like if you're an artist, you can create ways to do things. So this is just another way to look. And if your favorite artist should be doing something creative for the fans, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give to the people in a way that artists aren't doing in a creative way. That's the exercise of the mind. Just like this podcast, I feel like you're trying to give it to them in a creative way. You're trying to stay connected, you know? And you're doing it, not even trying, you're doing it. So,
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, for sure, doing it. And that's what I'm doing. So yeah.
Well, I think me and some of the other podcasters, radio guys, we're trying to fill a void. One, because everybody can't rap and DJ, and two, it's COVID, and we had this all in the works before COVID, but you know, COVID messed up a lot of things for a lot of people. But we're up and running. Respect the Underground back February 20th at the Monarch Theater for a live taping, as Respect the Underground is now on Roku and Amazon Fire Stick. So be on the lookout for that. Just search RTU Worldwide on your Roku Smart TV, Amazon Fire Stick. I was just dropping a commercial there out of nowhere. Bobby Baymont, I feel like that may not be your real name.
No.
So how did you come across Bobby Baymont?
That's a good question.
What goes into that?
Yeah, so one day, man, I was my old rap name was Ayo, Ayyo. My name is Adam Ogard, so people would call me Ayo.
Yeah.
Like Ayo, like Ayo.
Yeah, right.
So I just called it Ayo. But I was sitting there with my homie. We were making like a tape. We were just rapping. He played this beat, and I heard it, and they were like, Bobby Baymont. And I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to change my name to Bobby Baymont. I did it right there.
Okay.
And then I rapped on that beat, and I actually can't even find that song. I don't even know where it is. But like,
that's the way it goes sometimes.
I kept the name, and it was just kind of a natural thing. It was no special.
It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah,
it's a good name. Yeah, it works. Yeah, definitely rolls off the tongue. I wish I had. I don't know. I should have got you to send some music. I don't have any of your music prepared. But again, we don't focus much on the music. It's more about the interview. So, I would tell everybody, please go to all streaming platforms and stream MOWGLI. If you got a kind heart, go to YouTube. Go to iTunes and buy the project, which helps out artists much more than just streaming it. I think one buy is worth a few thousand streams. So if you really want to help somebody out, spend that $1, a couple dollars, and buy a few songs. If I were you, I'd buy the whole project. It's great listening. MOWGLI by Bobby Baymont. What is your ultimate goal as an artist?
My ultimate goal is to I wanted to perform in front of a ton of people, you know, touch a bunch of people's souls, you know, try to get to people through my story, and you know, just be one of the greats. I'm not trying to be the best, but I'm trying to at least touch the world through my music and at least get it out there. I work hard on it, and I feel like this is a dream of mine, so I'm just seeing where it goes.
Do you think it was hard for Whoah to really speak to Haiti's cause musically once he became more of a pop star?
No.
Now, mind you, he had whole projects that were dedicated. You know, I mean, so it's hard. It's weird for me to say that. It's weird when I'm coming out of my mouth, but as a critique, I think maybe his pop status got in the way of him maybe representing for Haiti the way he could have musically. Because once you get to a certain level of success, people don't want to hear the blues, for lack of a better word, from him. You understand? We want to hit the dance floor. We want to feel good and for staying alive, and we don't want to hear bad times or the blues from Wyclef. Maybe I think you've got an angle that he can't. You know, maybe it would be hard for him.
Right.
And not that I don't want you to have pop success, but I think your story is important. I think it's a great story, and I think you embody it. It's really you, you know.
Yeah.
God bless. Why don't we have any, here's a question for you. Why don't we have any young white rappers trying to be Haitian?
Shit. Man,
Because it's not easy and it's not fun, right?
Hey, you're right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I feel like everybody's trying, you know, the industry, everybody's, like you said earlier, that everybody was trying to break through the master. I keep hearing like this thing about like gatekeepers and people being worried about all that stuff. And for me, it's like, it's the same thing as the world. You just gotta kind of go, be yourself, do your thing, like make an album, bust through, believe in it. That's where you gotta start, is believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, why are you gonna get to the top and then you're like, oh, what? Like, what am I doing? But
I think nowadays more than ever, the gatekeepers are scrambling to try to keep their place,
right,
when they're not as needed ever as they, and not nowhere near as needed as they were. They used to be crucial. Nowadays, I almost feel like the gatekeepers are just waiting to pick up somebody once they're, the gatekeepers would definitely get you to another level. But I don't think you need them to get started or get going at all,
right?
Like you used to,
right? But I feel like people are definitely breaking out and being independent, like independent artists, and it kind of starts with the Haitians. I would say, I'm not trying to say that we like invented it, but I kind of am. I'm saying like break out and be yourself. Like people are always trying to hold you down. But if you believe in something, you can do it. So go do it. Just like the history of what we did. We just did it. We believed it's ours.
Yeah.
We fought for it.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm amazed when I first heard that story about Haiti. It broke my heart, and I'm amazed that they did what they did, and then it broke my heart the way the world reacted. But I feel that spirit in you, so I appreciate you. Yeah. Putting yourself forward and doing the music. Where do you think music is going now? What's your favorite streaming platform? Do you have a favorite streaming platform?
Right now, I just be listening to me. So like right now, I'd say Spotify. Spotify is cool. I like maybe Tidal, because you can see like videos on there, huh?
Yeah, Tidal. Like, Spotify is getting to be video. It's coming for them.
Okay, I mean, that's a good question. I don't even know. Whichever one plays videos and stuff, I like that. YouTube is, to me right now,
YouTube rules the world. I watch more of my entertainment on YouTube because they have. Frankly, they have more variety of entertainment because they can still play other people's copyrighted material.
True, yeah. Give me YouTube.
I don't understand how they do that. But anyway, where do you? I had a good question. My segues are off today, Bobby. I appreciate it. I apologize for that. My segues are off today. How does your parents feel about your music career, being that they introduced music to you early? Are they excited about it? How do they feel about it?
Yeah, they love it. They're proud of it. So I mean, they can feel it too. They know that it's me, and I feel like I know my mom used to not like me cussing and stuff and like talking about me smoking weed and shit. But like,
moms never do, really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we've always been ahead of our time. So like, and I don't know. So they love it. They're proud of it. They're happy that I'm successful doing it, and they're happy that I'm happy doing it.
No doubt. I really like your parents. I've never met them, but I have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah. A lot of people do.
Yeah. Because me knowing white folks like I do, it couldn't have been easy for them to adopt black children.
Yeah, we weren't easy.
Usually, well, I mean, not from your aspect. I just mean sometimes neighbors, kids, other people say bad things.
Yeah, it's true.
Sometimes people are cruel. Sometimes people are weird. And like I said, I know white folks, so I know it couldn't have been that. It had to be some ups and downs. Where you said you're originally from Minnesota?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all that.
Okay. I've talked to some people from Minnesota, and so it's a lot of people from Minnesota actually live out here. I guess they're trying to escape that cold weather, right?
Yeah, I'm not the only one, man.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
No way.
No doubt. Do you have any other features on your project beside Desert Baby?
Yes, I got Sincerely Collins on a couple tracks.
I've heard that name a lot. I like that guy.
Yeah. He's out here in Arizona. He's also, I don't know if he's giving out is like too much, but he's also like adopted, so that was cool.
Well, I'll get him in and we'll talk to him about it.
Yeah, you can talk. Yeah, so like I got Jay Plaza. He's from Minnesota. He's a big artist out of Minnesota. Had to get that together. And I got one of the young artists out here out of Arizona. His name is Tipsy 1500. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then just the interviews.
What went into your choices on collabs? I understand Desert Baby clearly, but what your other choices? What went into making those decisions on who to work with on such a personal project?
Man, I really like Sincerely Collins' music, and I feel like that was like destiny. We were in the studio recording. I was recording my music. He didn't even have to like get on it, and he just was like, it was just like a connection on the Orphan song. It's like he just got on and did his thing. So like I feel like that's natural. That's like natural music.
Yeah, that's incredible. Y'all did that song.
Yeah, so
you don't
like,
hear that represented that much in hip hop. That story.
Yeah, and I feel like people aren't in the booth together like really making music like that.
No.
So I mean, I thought that was like cool, and yeah, I mean, I choose features just like if I enjoy your music, if I enjoy listening, I want to like put something together with you. All of my features besides the Plaza one were with me. So like the Tipsy 1500, he was in with me. It's the run it up, run it up, run it up. Oh, we aim in the game, run it up. Like I like his sound. I like how he sings. So I wanted him to do something on mine. We put it together just like that. And I feel like, yeah, Sincerely Collins produced a lot of it, and I just kind of put it together. And yeah,
that's cool. What other producer did you work with on it besides Sincerely Collins?
Good Luck out of Arizona.
I've heard that name just recently. He was on the 411 show.
Yeah, he was in here. He's on my intro actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we the night I put out the album, the night before is when I made that song. I wanted to have something current, something that was like right there, and that intro, the beat was perfect, and man, it felt so perfect that I feel like. Yeah, he gave me a masterpiece on that one. So,
yeah, that's what's up. That's a good feeling, man. That's one of my favorite aspects of being an artist was just sitting down with producers and picking out beats. It was always a fun experience for me. Do you partake in medicine? Do you smoke marijuana?
Yeah, yes.
You indica sativa?
Oh yeah, I'm a sativa. I was an indica heavy indica person. I love the purple.
Yeah.
I still love the purple. It's my favorite. The one that broke me was the Grape Ape. That was my favorite strain. It's my favorite strain. I got a mixtape song that I put out way back called Grape Ape, and
you were influenced.
Yeah, super influenced.
Yeah. Okay,
but
cool, cool.
So I love sativa. What about you?
For me, it's time of day. The first part of the day, I like sativa, and then I get into an indica in the afternoon. But too much sativa, I get agitated. So like too much, I drink coffee. So too much coffee and sativa, I get that tension, and I start snapping, and it's not good. So I got to take it easy.
I like coffee and sativa right in the morning, though. Both of them right at the same time.
It gets me going, man. My mind's activated, whether it's cleaning the house or doing paperwork or preparing shows, cutting videos. I get active.
Yeah.
Do you have your card?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite dispensary?
Right now, my favorite one is. Oh man, they're gonna be mad if I say that. Let me see. Hold on. Let me think right now. I'm gonna say True Bliss in Mesa. I go there often. They are a great dispensary, great people, great energy.
I like True Bliss.
Yeah, True Bliss.
If my memory serves, when I went around on my birthday, I went around and got 15 free grams on my birthday, and they were the only place that I didn't have to buy anything. They would just hand me a gram and I could leave. And I said, my man, I can't do that. Let me buy a gram because I can't just roll out of here with a free gram. But everybody else, you had to buy something, but True Bliss, you did not.
Yeah.
On your birthday, they'll just give you a free gram.
I feel like medicine.
That's pretty special.
Yeah, that is special. Medicine is all about gratitude. The word, the word I'm talking about. But like, and you want to like just give it, like if on your birthday, that's what they do. They're all about like.
It's very old school hippie vibe, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
There's someone checked in. I can't see the name. They say they were your childhood neighbor. Miss you and love you.
Oh,
you know who that might be? A childhood neighbor. They don't have an avatar. I don't have a.
No.
Wait a minute. Maybe I see it now. Monica.
Oh, what's up, Monica?
Monica.
What up?
We'll just leave it at that. Monica.
Yeah, Monica.
Childhood neighbor.
Yeah.
Teresa Bailey says you're the GOAT.
I'm the GOAT.
That's what Teresa Bailey says. Do you know her, Teresa Bailey?
No, I don't know. No,
I don't know. It might be an old comment. I don't know. It might be for the
Tessa,
first
baby.
group. Tessa. That's what it is. Tessa.
Yeah,
you know Tessa?
Yeah. What's up,
Tessa says you're the GOAT.
Hey.
Okay. And they can hear it. So my wife sent me a minor heart attack for no reason at all. I appreciate that, my love, my sweet wife A out there. I love you so much.
Shout out to your wife.
She sent me. In the middle of our interview, she sent me a text that said, "I can't hear it. Is it me?"
Oh, it might just be me.
Usually with technical stuff, it's her.
Okay.
But especially when I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the levels go up and down, and usually when, people are very nice. Usually, if I'm sitting here looking like a fool talking with no sound, someone will comment and let me know. There has been no comment to that. So Tessa says they can hear it, so we're all good.
All right.
How long will you, in this COVID season, this might be some advice for younger artists, in this COVID season, how long are you going to kind of roll with MOWGLI until you release something new? What's the season for MOWGLI?
I got music ready. I'm one of those artists that just I keep it pushing. I'm always in there. But I'm gonna let this one ride because this is what it's special. I've been working hard. This is my first official album. I feel like
maybe even do some remixes or EP offshoot of it or something, because I would keep it going if I were you. To me, this one is special.
Yeah, I do got like a little deluxe project coming out with a couple songs I didn't put on there, with a couple big features I could drop.
Yeah,
but
well, whatever. I just I appreciate the project. It's not many times that I'm that excited about somebody's full length, because like I said, so many people today are like, listen to my new single, and it's the next single. They never really drop a full length, and yours was just cohesive. It sounded great. The songs went together. The interviews and skits mixed well. On the project, you mentioned that you've never tried to find your birth parents.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, no,
21,
I've tried.
23, or you haven't been able to. All the genetic testing these days, have you tried any of those?
No,
any of those
I got one sitting there. I got one, though.
Is that heavy? Is that a heavy thing?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's a little heavy for me at the time right now, because, I don't know, I just feel like, I just dropped a project. It's like, oh, man, it's kind of heavy. It's intense for me. And
I could see how some people would. I could see how the intense emotion of it, some people could run away from it and never face it.
Yeah, I can't run away, but I know that it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. So
because Dame was in here and he did a 23andMe and actually, met cousins through that and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They let you know, if you are genetically tied to other people. So even if you don't find your birth parents, you may find relatives that you didn't know you had. And
true.
I don't know. That's, like I said, it's all outside of my world.
Yeah.
I'm just talking. I'm not giving any advice. Don't confuse this as anything, because I'm stupid about the whole thing. I had a friend that was adopted, but he knew he was adopted, and it was obvious he was adopted. His parents were white, and he was white, but he was very much different than his parents. So
yeah, I feel that.
I think, like most things, I don't think it's always about race.
Right.
But it can be. You know what I mean? I don't think. I think usually it's not about race. I think and like I said, it's not always about adoption. I've known parents that treated their blood children poorly, so you never know. At the end of the day,
a bunch of different families.
In this life, it seems to me, there's ups and downs for everybody. They're going to be different for everybody, but it's no way you can escape these life without a bunch of ups and downs. That's what we all get, and our downs are different, our ups are different. You know what I mean? And you seem to be handling yours miraculously, and so enough respect to you, enough respect to your wonderful parents that had to deal with whatever they had to deal with. God bless them. I'm glad they were in Minnesota or somewhere besides where I grew up with, because it wouldn't have been pretty in Virginia. I just got to say that in all honesty.
It gets crazy, man. I've lived it a lot. I've lived a lot.
Yeah, you've lived a big life for a young man. Are you? We can sway away from this if you want to. Are you a single man? You a married man?
Right now, I'm just out here, man.
Is it easier to be as an artist? Is it easier to be just out there than to be tied down or committed?
I would say it's.
I'm very committed. I'm so married, I'm so married. Looking at Pornhub is cheating almost.
I feel like it's easy to be out here as an artist, to be able to think and have your own mind.
Even the most understanding women don't understand sometimes. My wife is wonderful, but she gets in the mood, and it's nothing I can do right sometimes.
You got to have her down rider though.
Yeah, well, she's definitely that. She's definitely that. So I love and respect my wife. I love her. Do you have any groupie stories from your rap career? Do you have any? You have a groupie story you'd like to share with us? With an old married man. Who I can't even, to be honest, I probably can't even. I can't even say something nice to a female on Facebook at this point. I'm so locked down, and I don't dare do it because somebody's gonna screenshot that and try to fuck up my life. So I love my wife. I wouldn't do a damn thing wrong. So as a man that is so married, so far away from the single life or the groupie life, give me a good what's a good groupie story?
Groupie story?
Yeah,
I got a groupie story.
Okay,
cool. So when I was up north, I was rapping and whatnot. Everybody was loving it. I was doing like a couple little shows, and we had this one show, and I had this chick. She was like kind of a stalker. So like it was crazy. Like I hadn't seen her in a long time, and I was rapping. I was on stage, and there was a ton of people all around. This was in Fargo, North Dakota. I'll never forget this.
Okay.
All of a sudden, it was one of those moments. I was like, oh shit, and I like looked over. And, like, there she was. And I know that she's not, like, from Fargo, North Dakota or anything. And she was right there. And, man, I just remember, like, stopping, being like, oh. And then I just kept going. And then after the show, I was, like, looking. I was like, was I dreaming? Like, was that a dream or something? And I just remember she was, like, right there. And long story short.
You smashed that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got one of those, you better play. Yeah.
But all right. So
that's a groupie story.
Refresh me. She wasn't from Fargo.
No.
She traveled to see your show.
Yeah, travel.
Wow, that's a good.
That's
sign.
how I knew that I was that
it was on like popcorn. Exactly.
Yeah, that's how I knew that it was.
So
popping.
you could. It's interesting. You could look in the crowd and you noticed her. Like, did you know her from social media or something, or you just knew this girl is not from Fargo, North Dakota?
Oh no, I knew she wasn't from Fargo, North Dakota. I knew of her, and then the funny thing is, she took me like right around the corner, and I remember I was like faded. I was just like walking around. She took me like right around the corner up the stairs. It was like a movie. Like you went up these spiral stairs, and then you were right there in like this penthouse, and I was like, "Do you really live here? Is this
an apartment that close to the venue? That's crazy."
Yeah, I was just
around
like,
the corner
"Wait,
up
what?"
the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a groupie story.
You gotta appreciate a lady that laid out a plan.
Yeah, exactly. She had the whole plan.
She traveled. She knew where the penthouse was. She made sure she had one right around the corner.
Yeah, this was in back in the.
She was probably wearing some old fly shit. You know what I mean? She's probably wearing some old tight shit. True
enough to notice. She like it was like one of those movies where she like moved the people and was like right in the front and like right there. And I was
that sounds like a movie for real.
Yeah,
sounds like a movie. Well, that's a good story, Bob. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do you because your mother is white, are you going to end up disappointing these queens one day and settling down with a white woman? Do you enjoy women of all races?
I enjoy women of all races.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I love white women.
Do you lean one way or the other? You love them all?
Man, I don't lean no.
Don't lean. That question will set you up for problems.
Yeah, no way. Nah, I don't lean.
You know, I hear Michael, not Michael Rappaport. I hear the comedian Gary Owens, and I hear Search and these other cool white guys, and they're so happy with themselves that they married black women. They brag they never kissed white women, and I just want to say clearly, they're not that cool and they're not that black because me and the black guys. We started dating white women in the mid-'90s, and they missed the boat somewhere along the way. So I would say that we have got things much more under control. Bobby B, somebody checked in. Let's see who's checking in. Jordan, I think. Is there? Wait a minute. Let me get it right. I don't want to fuck it up. I lost my comments there for the moment. Somebody was checking in and said, "Holy shit, Bobby B is breaking it down."
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, it's good to chat with you, and it's nice to let the ladies know of all persuasions that Bobby B is there for them.
Yeah, out here, no kids.
Is that the lady's name, Bobby B? Do you let them break it down? Is maybe if Bobby does an R&B album one day, you just break it down to Bobby B?
Bobby B, yeah. Bobby Bay.
Bobby Bay. Yeah. How stupid am I? That was
Bobby Bay.
That was the go-to right there. Bobby Bay. When you want to do that vibe out, relaxed, R&B inspired hip hop album, you hit them with the Bobby Bay.
Bobby Bay
with the tux on or the looking like Eddie Murphy in '88 or something. You know what I mean?
That'd be fly.
That would be fly. I like that. Run with that, please. So, what got you involved with Respect the Underground? We met at a Respect the Underground festival show, and you said you had a great experience. I like to let everybody know that we try our best to give everybody a great experience at the live performances. How did you come across Respect the Underground back then?
See, I got my guy right over there. His that's my boy Kemp.
Okay.
He's got his Black Awareness on. You know what I'm saying? Me and him, we went to this event.
There
It was
he
like
is.
it was like a rap event. It was like to get into the Arizona Hip Hop Festival.
They had like an audition event, or like a setup
event.
event.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, it was like the open mic. We went there, and I performed my rap, that my single at the time. It's called Speaking Into Existence. We were just rapping, and yeah, I met up. We after that, and then he told me to come in later, and that's where I met Justice. Actually, that was the first time I met Justice, and then we got it right onto that festival. So
Okay,
it's history
cool.
from there.
Yeah, no, it's all history from there. Tessa says, "What the fuck? I don't know. You gotta help us out, Tessa. I don't know." Jordan Connor says, "Holy shit!" Oh, ha shit. Bobby B speaking truth on the past. That sounds like an inside story there,
Yeah.
Jordan. We might have to keep that we might have to tuck that one, keep that to ourselves, old
It's
Jordan.
all good.
It's all good. Well,
Hey,
I'm glad people are online checking in with Bobby Baymont, a great artist, a great new project. If you could do anything for me, please go download, go stream, go listen to MOWGLI. I mean, you put it on the line and you put it all out there, and I don't think a lot of people necessarily these days, artists, are willing to do that. Can you speak to opening up yourself and being vulnerable about your story to the world? How tough is that? It seems like you do it okay. I think a lot of people have trouble with it. How hard is it for you to open up? Because a lot of this is just way personal that I don't think some people would even want to rap about. You know?
Right. Yeah, it took a lot. I mean, I always knew that I was going to do it. I feel like it was just the time to put together a project, tell my story, and basically just give everybody myself. I feel like I had to realize that this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a rapper. This is what I want. So when I decide that's when you be vulnerable. If this is something you really want, you should put your all into it. That's how I feel.
Go for it.
And yeah, that's why, I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was time. So yeah, that's basically it. So that's why I'm gonna give this project some time to let people sink in.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
yeah. I think it's a great. A lot of days people skip that intro project that kind of opens up an artist to the world, and through all these other avenues, we get to know artists a lot. Outside of their music. So I guess people feel like they don't have to, but I think your project is just such a great opening. Bobby Baymont 101 introduction, if it were, and I know you've done music in the past, but I think this is to me, it is just a great project. It sums you up as an artist, as a person.
Thank you.
And it's a great starting point for whatever else you're going to do. Have you ever got mad and told your mom, "Fuck y'all, you don't understand me, what I go through, whatever"?
Oh, man.
I feel like that would have happened. Did that happen at all?
Oh man, a lot. That's why we're here where we are today. My mom that's like my best friend. I feel like if you go through that with somebody and they're still there and they love you, I feel like that's like love. So I mean, we went through it all. That was like we went through all that.
Because while I was saying that to my parents, it didn't have as much impact.
Yeah.
I'm sure with you, they probably had parts of your life that they weren't sure they had a grasp on,
right?
Or parts of your life that they needed to read up on or get, So you probably at certain points had a valid argument. I did not.
Right. But my mom liked to go with me. She thought she could relate with everything. So we kind of I don't know. Did y'all bump heads more than you and your dad? Yeah, we bumped heads a lot.
Okay.
Oh, my dad. I don't feel like me and my dad ever bumped heads.
That's the way it was with my parents, interesting enough. My mom and I would like to argue about the universe, and my dad would just want everybody to be quiet and get along.
Yeah. So I mean, but my parents are cool, and I feel like I was just a hothead back in the day too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's a part of growing up.
Yeah.
It's a part of growing up for us all, but with extending circumstances, it's definitely just a part of growing up.
Facts.
Is there anything you would like to, if you could snap your fingers and change anything in the world tomorrow, and you had the power of Thanos and the jeweled glove, what would you change? What would you, if you could change? Anything.
I would.
Personal, international, for all of us, for just you, whatever you would change. Something about yourself, something about somebody else.
I I would level the playing field and make it so that everybody was just equal money, equal everything, so that we can all start, and then there is no excuse.
Communists. That scares white folks.
Yeah. So
that socialist communist talk. But I understand what you're saying. It doesn't scare me. I'm all for that. I believe everybody. I believe in the power of equality, and level playing field.
Or $1 billion.
So a level playing field, so we could see some real results.
Yeah, or $1 billion.
Or $1 billion.
Yeah.
Would you level the playing field if you had $1 billion? For some, yeah. I appreciate that honesty. You gave, on one hand, you gave the the beautiful one for all for one, and then the real I could just take $1 billion.
Yeah. I mean,
would you if you had $1 billion tomorrow? Do you think you would still rap?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, $1 billion. I mean, I feel like
I know a lot of people that would not.
I feel like I would. Yeah, I would. I feel like I would do so much stuff. I would have to rap. Like I gotta do something. So it's like that's like my creative outlet. Like rapping is like I would either rap in a car or I would rap. I'd rap riding around. I would rap in the studio for sure, just to listen to myself.
Right.
While I'm on a private jet chilling. So like.
I had a friend in college that thought it was amazing that I could either DJ or rap and make something and ride around and listen to myself. He thought that was amazing. That blew his mind. If I could just make a song myself and ride around listening to my song. Yeah. Now, I know we all do that. How much time do you spend riding around listening to your own music?
Man, all the time. Every time I'm out, I'm bumping what I just did. Mm-hmm. I'm bumping my next project, everything. I feel like I've been putting together albums, putting together movies. I always like watching stuff that I do. I'm a photographer. I do that too. Okay. So I always watch the stuff I do. I listen to what I do. All that. I spend a lot of time listening to myself.
Are you active? Do you work for? Your photography skills? Are they for sale? Do you work with other artists? Do you work with other people doing photography?
If I rock with them, but it's a lot of work. So I mean, I'm usually doing what I do. So right.
Yeah. It's a secondary thing.
Yeah.
Or either you're doing it for yourself.
That's why I did it. That's why I started, is because I was taking pictures. Like, no one was doing my album art. No one was doing my cover art. Nobody was taking pictures of me. So I took some pictures of myself. And when I started doing it, people were like, yo, like, that's a dope-ass picture. And I'm like, but did you listen to the music, though? Like, look at the picture. Like, right. But that's why I started doing it. And turned into me creating the craft and loving it. So.
Maybe that's why your cover art summed up the project so well. You have that artistic eye.
Well, my guy actually from Minnesota, I had a Minnesota artist named Mick Daz. He drew that.
Okay.
It's like,
shout him out. It's cool.
Yeah. And I had that idea, and he brought it together perfectly. I wanted the kid, the MOWGLI, with the dreads. I used to have long dreads. And I wanted to be sitting there on the tree with the snake, because in the movie, the snake is looking at MOWGLI, and he kind of gets hypnotized. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like me, where some people would say you come from Port De Prince Hati, and they want to you forget about that. You don't want to remember that you're here now. You're in the United States. Let's get you. Right. So that's what they want to do for anything, anybody. You know what I mean? They want to make you forget who you are, in a sense. And that was what I wanted to bring together is that image of the movie. And he brought it together perfect. So yeah, shout out him.
So you're still in touch with Minnesota and the other places you've lived?
Always.
You still have friends there, with associates, whatever?
Yeah, I grew up there. That's what made me. So, I mean, I'm doing my thing now. I haven't lived there in a long time, but I always include it. Do you move around on your own? Where does your family live at this point? They live in Minnesota. They still live in Minnesota? Yeah, they're up in Minnesota.
What was Miami like? Did you mention you lived in Miami for a while?
Yeah, I lived right on Biscayne, like Drake said. I lived right there, right next to South Beach.
Okay.
Okay.
You live near South Beach?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I assume Biscayne is an important road.
Yeah, he said it in the song.
Okay.
But I lived like right next to South Beach, like probably like 5 minutes away, probably. Okay.
So was that cool? What time of life were you when you lived in Miami?
I was in a chill time. No, not chill. I was in a living lifetime where I was just, I don't even know. I was partying a little bit.
Okay.
But
might as well.
I was making music the whole time. I was just enjoying South Beach. Yeah. I was going out.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, the whole Miami is a party. So I was going out just longboarding, checking everything out, going, doing stuff. I'll live in Miami again someday.
You skateboard as well?
Yeah, I longboard.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna live in Miami again one day.
Okay. And longboard as opposed to regular skateboard, that's just for riding. You don't do the tricks and stuff. Right?
Yeah, no, not no more.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to skateboard though.
Yeah?
Yeah, I used to actually go to the skate parks and do all that.
That's a big thing. Was Lil Wayne a big influence on your rap career?
Yeah.
I feel like your age, he was it for your age group. And
back in the day, I didn't like him though. I didn't like it. I bought his albums because I was buying albums to listen to.
Sure.
And I remember I had what was it? Lights Out. I had the Lights Out album. Mm-hmm. I liked a couple songs, but then there was like a bunch of them where I was like, I didn't listen to, but I liked that he put it together like an album like that. And I was just like, okay. But then when he dropped the Carter 2, Carter 3s, like all
for me, it was the Carter 3 where it all
Carter
really
3.
came together. Carter 2 and the Fire song and all that was kind of coming together. But he started, if you remember, he started pretty much saying he was the best rapper alive and trying to take over that spot from Jay-Z. And I think he did, especially for a certain age group, with his consistency and dropping all that product. And what turned you around? Because to be honest, Lil Wayne was on our radar. He was, he's been making records since he was 16, and it's just Carter 3 to me. It seemed like where he just exploded in full form and full elegance, if it were,
Carter 3 was what turned it for me. I actually remember it. I was listening to Lollipop right outside of Subway. It came on the radio, and I was like, is this Lil Wayne? I was like, what? And that was when I was like, oh, this dude's snapping. And and I was like, okay, this dude's on a different level is what I really thought.
That project in specific just seemed like it was everything for everybody at the time. And and it built on all of his mixtape work, which was incredible. The amount of things the amount of songs he dropped and mixtapes he dropped just was brand new in hip hop, and I think he's a pioneer for that.
Yeah, the song "Brand New" got me through a lot.
There you
got
go.
me through a lot of college ties. Brand new car with a brand new. I don't even know how, but it was just that I listened to that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That song when I was.
That's cool,
man.
That's cool. It sounded like you became a fan. How do you feel about his support for Trump? And if it was just a play to get out of jail, is that okay?
I don't know. That's his life. I feel like, man, if you're making music and you're still rapping, you're still doing what people like love about you. I feel like that's admirable. You can have whatever stance you want. You can live your life. I feel like he's earned that. Like earned the right to think how he wants. I'm not gonna sit and say I hate Lil Wayne because he likes Trump. One of my best friends likes Trump, and we fight about it all the time. And I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna sit and say that I'm against Trump, but like, you know what I mean? It
doesn't have to be a conversation as much anymore because he's out of office.
Yeah, so like Lil Wayne is Lil Wayne. He put out a mixtape the last year, and I still listen to it.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? I don't know. That stuff doesn't affect me. What?
He didn't have to snitch on nobody. Yeah,
he didn't have to snitch on nobody to stay out of jail.
Nah, there's rumors that he paid for it. Who wouldn't? If you had the money and you could pay to not go to jail, who wouldn't do that?
Yeah, exactly. Why not? So,
I give him a pass for that. I'm looking to stay out of jail at any and all costs.
Yeah, he's got a family.
Why not go to Trump, man?
Yeah,
he's got a family.
I think it's more if there's a path to pay money to not go to jail. Then
don't do any snaky shit.
No, but you go that path. If it's just paying money, if it's not snitching, or if it's not snitching on somebody you did dirt with, we're definitely no snitch policy here at Respect Underground.
Likewise.
We keep it street. Even though I'm so far removed from the street, I am a civilian, and if you knock on my door, I'm going to probably call the police. Not if you knock, but if you knock hard, if you break in, I'm gonna call the police. I'm a civilian, but I'm not involved. Ever since I moved to Arizona, I'm not involved in any criminal behavior anymore since I have my card.
True.
I go over to TrueMed, I get what I need, and then I can just mind my business as a civilian. Talking to Yogue Westwood and a few of the gangsters is probably the closest I've come to any street-like behavior lately.
Yeah.
What's on your mind for 2021?
2021.
Besides pushing MOWGLI, hopefully getting to a live show in a few months. Hopefully spring, summertime, we get back out there. What else is on Bobby's mind?
Man, probably just see what else I can do musically. Try and get my name out there. Try and get my music out there. That's really all I'm focused on this year is just take it to the next level.
I think that's a good thing. I'm gonna do whatever I can do to help you. I'll be playing cuts off MOWGLI on my Wednesday show from here on out, no doubt.
That.
Once you come in to the show, I do my best to try to help you out because I appreciate you coming in and sharing your stories and experiences.
Yeah,
I think you have a rare story that needs to be told over and over again. I think everybody needs to hear it. I think it's inspirational to a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons.
Appreciate that.
And again, shout out to your sweet mom and your parents for hooking you up and getting you those Tupac CDs.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Because they could have got you some Steve Miller Band or whatever shit they
no,
was listening
yeah.
to. It could be a whole different show. You could,
Yeah,
you could be up here singing Sweet Home Alabama for all I know. But they did the right thing.
Yeah.
They didn't try to brainwash you over the Fish or the Grateful Dead or whatever they were into. They brought you some Biggie, Tupac, and Nas and Jay-Z. So God bless their soul. It's been my pleasure to talk to you, Bobby. Anytime, like I said, I will be playing your music. Anytime you need to come back in and promote something when you're ready for the next movement, please let me know. And please come on back in anytime. It's been my pleasure. Thank you so
likewise,
much.
man.
Internets, that's Bobby Baymont. On the show today, thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you next week. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Help me out. Big up to all the missionaries, the new group we started, and everybody tuning in every week. It's The Mission. One.
Yes, sir.